In the last year, it's largely been positive for the United States. The death of bin Laden was very significant. His successor, Ayman al-Zawahiri, is not as charismatic. There are real questions on whether he can sustain the organization in the long term at the level that bin Laden did. In addition, we've seen the Arab Spring. And the Arab Spring really was a shift in the discourse in the Arab world and has taken away some of the grievances on which al-Qaeda played. But the caveat is that the Arab Spring is unfinished. We saw some initial successes, but things have gotten, in some cases, I'll say, disturbing in terms of where the transition is going in Egypt. But if you look to Libya, if you look to Yemen, things really are unfinished. Now, of course, Syria is descended into horror. So it's possible that the Arab Spring could be something that the broader jihadist cause uses to rebound, rather than, as people hope, taking the wind out of their sails, which was the initial expectation. The hope is that the two events will make al-Qaeda less capable, and at the same time decrease the attraction of its message. And at the core of its message was a belief that the United States was responsible for many of the ills of the Muslim world. So these two events could at least diminish or tarnish it, certainly not eliminate, but make this organization less impressive, less dangerous. Bin Laden's death really didn't change the question of affiliation. This had begun really almost a decade ago, or perhaps even longer, depending on what you want to count. And we've seen a steady trend. And this is something that al-Qaeda has always wanted. It's always wanted groups to kind of unite around a common cause. It's always seen itself as trying to bring these different factions together. But it's something that people hope bin Laden's death would interrupt, but we haven't seen that. I would say for the most part, President Obama has moved counterterrorism forward quite well. His policy in many ways is similar to that of the later years of the Bush administration, where it's emphasis on going after senior al-Qaeda members. He's taken the drone campaign that began under Bush and put it on steroids. We've seen limited intervention in Libya, of course, but in general, it hasn't been a dramatic departure. One of the most interesting, and in my opinion, negative aspects has actually been how the Obama administration handled the detainee issue. Obama, of course, campaigned on closing Guantanamo. And when he got in office, as many people predicted, the administration immediately discovered that that was not going to be easy, that there are a lot of hurdles and this really cannot be done in a simple way. But instead of trying to create a broader legislative framework to deal with the problem of detainees, the Obama administration has continued what the Bush administration does and really treated this in almost an ad hoc way. And the result is that one of the most important parts of counterterrorism still is not settled, and that's something that the Bush administration did not do, and unfortunately the Obama administration did not do either.